Just finished up, took a lot longer than I thought. It took me 4.5 hours to build this from scratch. Two batteries, 800 watt 12 volt, which will run to my mid amps. I have a splitter for dual battery isolator. It's already hooked up with a relay. I do have a relay in. This would be my remote wire from my deck, and then it jumps and makes it so 12 volts instead of running the relay off of that, so I could run all of these off. This amp has a remote output as well, because you can have this hooked up to Bluetooth. So I have it so it will turn on, then it turns on my other amp. I have a line driver, which usually you use this style one for if you're inverting speaker wires to RCA kind of deal. You can really get like really good benefits from this one. It's got plenty of cool features on it. I like it because it does light up inside, red and blue depending. And then on the other side, not allowed to use this battery in competitions. It's a solar panel battery. It's actually 12 volts, or sorry, 16 volt. It's a Maxwell 16 volt, 500 farads. And it actually says that it'll dump out on their site 1096 amps. It doesn't do that. I don't know if it needs something. It can surge that for a second, maybe on a burp, might get lucky. And then I'm running it to an 8000 HD, which is separate, as you can see with the battery isolator. I have 150 amp fuses for my mids, which they don't need that. I will probably take those out. I do need to, because I put a system in my brother. I can't say I lent. I put a system in for my younger brother, and I do need a fuse in between here. I would feel safer, just so it pops. But because I do have this in, this allows 200 amps to snap through 2200 amps continuous, and it can burp 500 before it will actually burn this bad boy out. So that was pretty cool. I am running 4 channels because I will be running eventually separate speakers. So these ones will run the door speakers, and then these ones will run the 3.5s in the dash. These will be at 2 ohm. These will be at 4 for the 3.5s. These will be at 2 because it'll be a 6.5 or 6 3/4, sorry, and a 3.5 inch bullet. And then in the rear, these will be ran all in 4 ohm, because this will be for the 6x9s in the rear deck, and it is a Ultima, or a Nissan Altima. Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking Maxima, but anyways, Altima. And it has optional door speakers because it did come with a Bose stereo. It can come with a Bose stereo system to upgrade. So the door speakers are there. I just haven't ran wires just because it's a pain in the butt. It is all 0 odd gauge. No, it is not OFC, so that's the only flaw. But I did do all the connectors the right way. I didn't have crimpers, so I kept having to use vice grips to squeeze, then tighten a bit, squeeze, tighten a bit. I did heat shrink everything though. I could have went the extra mile and probably did the propane and solder, but I'm pretty happy with it. And also what I did was on a few of these, I could have did these two as well. I took heat shrink, that way you can do the heat shrink right to the tips that you know, so it's going to go in, and then put them in there, because then it makes it so it's a little bit nicer. I just found that it was just a cool little touch. I should have did it on this one. Did it on all of my connectors, hence when the wire hangs out just a little bit now, you see that it still stays in there, but when it bends, at least you're not getting, see where you can see where that ring would be. That would be where it would poke out, because once you push this in and pull on it a bit, yeah, I could have ran it so it was a little bit more smoother so they stay in straight, but you know how they all go, they're never perfect. I do have extra pieces like this that I could run into these, but I wasn't planning on leaving this amp probably in the vehicle anyways, as well as this battery. just because this is competition stuff, and honestly it's going into my mother's vehicle, which does not need that much power at all, not even just to leave it in there. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll end up taking that amp out. I mean, so it's a quick release. This ground, I will be going right to the chassis. I was just playing with it right now just to see how it goes, and lights up, everything works. As if I connect this wire, as you can see for a second here, I can show you. If I connect this, which goes to 12 volts, if I run it to 12 volts, everything will click on. As you can hear the relay, and now everything comes on. Light came on for the amplifier, etc. Yeah, that's why I'm running at 12.9 right now, etc. Just because. There you go, you can see the lights. As if I push this button here, now it lights it up red, and you can kind of see it on the inside too, how it lights up inside there. So it's a pretty cool feature. But yeah, that's why I'm running at 11.9, because this battery's been sitting for a few days with no charge or nothing in it. So, and then that's it. So that's my remote wire. That's what it's supposed to do. So when it sees 12 volts, and then it uses all this power to run that. So yeah, man. Hope you liked the video, updated, and got a surprise. So you can see what this is running in an Ultima. I don't know what you guys would guess. Put some guess what you think possibly I would run off of this with this much power. Hit me up in the comments. Not that I have many viewers, but hope you enjoy it. See how the wiring was done, everything like that. Give you some inspiration to take your time instead of rushing. I know they're toys. I've always been sloppy. I've been really started to try to change my ways to make it look really clean and really nice. My idea is, what I was thinking is, because this is only, as you can see, this is only like 9 inches high. So when it goes in the trunk, I was thinking if I connect and screw into the side a piece of wood that goes up just high enough over top of the amps and everything after I get everything tuned, and then it will go right across all the way to the top to this edge here. I'll put 2 pieces so it goes up and connects them on each side. That way you can use the thing still, the RCAs, and get to the dials for everything and the speaker wire, but just make 2 little pieces so they're only about yay big, because they don't have to be thick, and then just stand them straight up so it connects the bridge. And then that way on top here it'll be a flat table, so when you open up the trunk you can actually put things on top. You'll see what I'm talking about when I do the video. That way it doesn't take up the trunk space, because after I do a demonstration with this, I am going to be taking the voltage right down, and looking at building 110 in a 6th order, just to see what kind of damage I could do using the WinSD program, alpha program, because I want to test it. I've never built the 6th order subwoofer box, so I would like to try that and see how it works. That's the subwoofer that I'm speaking of, that I would try it with. There was unfortunately a poked hole here from, I guess, putting in a screw from the previous person. My brother thought that maybe I did it. I just purchased this speaker off. Well, I did a trade. I didn't purchase. I traded him 4 these 10s for a 2 Orion XTRs 15s, because him and his he likes the deep bass, and his wife likes all kinds of different music, so it was more to satisfy him, but at least it moves a lot of air, which she just wants, because she was reminded of a vehicle when she was younger that had 2 15s in it. It took her breath away or something like that. So yeah, so this is the speaker that I'm going to use in a 6th order, since that is kind of messed up. Inside, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see if this will get in there good enough, but no, because I can't get the light to come on in there. But anyways, on the inside it's got a little bit of a protector too. I sanded this down because it was like a big huge band-aid basically. I sanded it down so it looks fairly smooth, so it just looks like it's scuffed. Doesn't have any problems playing, etc. It just yeah, just an eyesore. So I think it would look pretty cool in a 6th order where you can hide that part so it won't see it kind of deal, and then it still performs. So I'd like to see what I can do with that on this amp. Unfortunately, the amp will push 5,000 watts at 2, which is double the 125%, I believe, if my math is correct, 150%, if my math's correct, of what this is maxed, because it's only a 2,000 watt max subwoofer, 1044 XFL. So yeah, if you like what you see, just press like. You don't have to follow me or anything like that. Any comments, just to give me some tips, maybe something to do or try something different. Just want to say one love to everybody, and hope you know, they're doing something to keep yourselves busy, to keep away from all the propaganda, and you know, just trying to figure out what's going on with life and making yourselves better in life, because we are under attack. It's a spiritual warfare, and this is my escape from this reality. I know it's not righteous to be doing such a thing, because I should be doing a lot more preaching and showing people truth in that. But that's what I do on TikTok. So hopefully the big guy upstairs doesn't mind me once in a while having a little bit of peace of mind to myself, even though this does nothing in life for anybody. But it is what I love, music. Car audio has always been a big deal in my life. Just because I just love loud music. I think it's a universal language of love, except for some of the rap stuff that you have some pretty ignorant stuff and all that, but for the most part of it, it always has good memories, brings us back to a place, always gives us good memories. So, you know, just want to say thank you for watching, and hope you stay tuned for the next part.